Hey, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Chris. We're the hosts of True Believers, a comic book podcast, our weekly show about all things comics.
Welcome to our 10th episode, where we will briefly review a Ringo Award nominee, Fangs, by Sarah Anderson. We'll be playing games and we'll be peer pressuring our other friend.
This is the best episode that we've ever released so far because we are joined by my other best friend, Alana. Hi, Alana.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, so Fangs is a love story between a vampire and a werewolf by the creator of the enormously popular Sarah Scribbles comics, which I'm sure everybody has seen. This is exactly the Goodreads description, so don't even be surprised. Elsie the vampire is 300 years old, but in all that time, she's never met her match. This all changes one night in a bar when she meets Jimmy, a charming werewolf with a wry sense of humor and a fondness for running wild during the full moon. Together, they enjoy horror films and scary novels, shady strolls, fine dining, although never with garlic, and a genuine fondness for each other's unusual habits, macabre lifestyles, and monstrous appetites. Alana.
Yes?
How much did your personal identity as a furry impact your decision to choose this graphic novel?
All right, audience. Christian has been gaslighting me that I'm a furry for years. So, disputing the claim. However, it was adorable. It was very cute.
So you choose to dispute the claim by not disputing the claim. Interesting. Andrew, what were your thoughts on Fangs?
I thought it was a really cute story. I had never heard of it until Alana chose it, but it's actually kind of really cute. And I think everybody should read this, to be honest. But there is a little bit of a furry undertones, Alana.
Okay, Christian found this comic. I was given a list of which I saw something vampire. So I was like, that sounds fun. And then, it was cute. It was very wholesome. But also the topless dog wagging the tail thing. I can't get this thing.
All jokes aside, though, this is actually a really good story that everyone should be reading. It's very wholesome. It's really
very
cute.
Slice of life. It's very nice.
It's a quick read.
Their day-to-day adventures, like them falling in love, like you see them meeting in a bar. The fact that she is obsessed with this man, and that is so funny. Like, she is like, I love you so much, I want to eat you.
Yeah, she's like 300 years old. She's never had a real lover, and then she meets this werewolf on a date. And I just kind of assumed it was like a Tinder date, and I thought it was really cute. It's really cute, and it's a very quick read, so anybody could like pick it up and just go through it real quick.
We read the version that's on Tapas, so it was free online. But if you read the actual Fangs graphic novel, there's 25 more original stories or original comics in there. And I haven't gotten to those yet, but I'm sure it'll be just as cute. I don't know. It has a definite, I don't want to say a definite storyline because there really isn't a story. It's really just like slice of life, like one-off love stories every time. It'll be, I don't know, Elsie standing in front of a mirror like, she's like, it's date night, but there's no reflection.
Or he tries to take a picture with her, like a selfie, and she doesn't show up because she's a vampire,
And everyone's like, where's your girlfriend? He's like, I can't get a picture. Oh, the one that killed me was when she's like, I've been called many names in my life. And she names them off like Queen of Darkness. And then she gets to the last one and she's like, and now I'm known as Morning Cream Puff. And I was like, that's me.
No, it was a really cute one. My favorite one, though, was whenever she gives him a book of like 300 something names. And he's like, are these your ex-lovers? And she goes, no, these are the people I've killed.
I know. And he's just like, cool.
Or like when he's like, oh no, don't cry, and she's like crying blood, and he's
my God,
that is genuinely terrifying. I was not joking. That was not.
He said, please, really, don't cry, please.
It's terrifying.
Alana.
Yes.
As a person in a committed relationship, do you find yourself modeling these furry behaviors, these furry / monster fucker behaviors in your everyday life?
Christian, do you find that since you project so hard onto me that maybe you have some deep-seated, unaddressed furry tendencies that you just haven't come to terms with yet?
Ooh.
I wouldn't find that. I'm just a bully. I looked for your weak point, figured out that was it, and decided to needle you about it endlessly.
But it's backfiring because I'm just gonna lean into it.
So you find yourself leaning into the furry lifestyle more and more.
My persona is a bunny.
Christian is a monster fucker, which is another reason she put this on the list.
Yes.
So I'm just the captain. Hold on, Alana. Not the captain of the True Blood Brigade. Not the captain of the Alexander Skarsgård Stan Living Life.
You mean the show I've literally never seen?
Is it though?
You can all you want, but we both know I never watched that show. Well, you have everyone on DVD.
There is a theme here. I'm just saying Christian is the one that found the furry comic too.
Let me read you everyone's list.
Points.
Evidence points.
Well, I found the comic book because I'm knowledgeable about comic books and I knew that this lady had written a book. But let me hold on. Since you're going to say I found it, I want to read everyone the list of things that Alana could have chosen. There's Nimona, which is very popular. I didn't even read most of these. I just know that they're popular. Nimona, which I have read. Lady Castle, which I haven't. Princeless, which I've read. Princeless, Raven the Pirate Princess, which is a spinoff. Alana initially chose that, but I was like, I don't know if you'll be able to follow it. I'm sorry for putting it on the list, but you can still pick it. It has a pretty self-contained story. Saga, which is somehow from one of Andrew's favorite comic book writers, and he's never read it. Interesting.
Yeah,
and the main character's name is actually Alana. Die, which is something about Dungeons and Dragons. Second Coming, I think that has something to do with Jesus, and Alana also has a pretty gnarly Jesus fetish. So I figured, that's a good one for her. Sleepless, which is very cute. Also very popular. I just read it. Farmhand, never read that. Money Shot, never read that. Fangs.
Okay, why would I pick something that's called Money Shot? Why would I pick that?
I don't know.
I kind of would have chosen it.
To have your face skeeted on. I don't know.
No!
Comes, don't interrupt me. I don't know what that is, actually. I was just, honestly, I Googled self-contained graphic novels, something short, something for the summertime, something for the girls to turn up to. Ice Cream Man, which I think is scary, probably. Something is Killing the Children. Once in Future, and Heroin Chic. Out of all of these things,
I'm obsessed with vampires.
Yeah,
that is my thing.
Yeah,
Listen, have you heard me say I wanted to bang vampires? You are the one thirst trapping over some True Blood characters.
My favorite character on True Blood is this vampire called oh crap, I forgot his name, but he was like a televangelist preacher, right? And he was super homophobic. He was anti-vampire, anti-everything. And then he got kidnapped and turned into a vampire and tortured and stuff. Oh, I think it's Steve Newland. And then the next season, he showed up in front of the main character's hot brother, and he was like, who was a human, by the way, I should mention that. And he was like, I'm a gay vampire American. And that, oh my God, I've never laughed harder than that moment, because I was like, because I had missed a bunch of episodes, and I was like, is that what all that was leading up to? That was such a terrible payoff that I just was snorting laughing.
I think that's a pretty accurate payoff, because people like that are usually your gay vampire Americans.
You didn't say it right. You got to do it with the twang. I'm a gay vampire American.
It's the your daddy accent.
Your daddy. No.
He might have been your father, boy.
But he ain't your daddy. Oh, man. I don't know. See, Christian's obviously the one that has seen this show obsessively.
Yeah. I kept watching it for a really long time. The only reason I even stopped is because in the last season, they killed off my favorite character in the first episode of the last season. How y'all gonna kill Tara off like that? It's already Tara was there were two Black characters, right? Lafayette and Tara, and their cousins, and they both had the shittiest life possible. Oh my God, their lives were both so horrible. And it's I was like, are the people who run this show racist? Because it's on the Vampire Diaries where Bonnie just suffered and suffered and suffered. And what, speaking of the Vampire Diaries, everybody was like, they're so hot, they're so hot. First of all, the one brother the blonde one, he was one of Sweetness's goons in Roll Bounce. I've never taken him seriously. And also, weren't they Confederates? I was like,
Oof.
Speaking of Confederates, also homeboy Bill from True Blood, little Confederate soldier himself. And they acted like Tara was crazy in episode 1 when she was like, "Jew on slaves."
I haven't seen the show.
Yeah, you're kind of talking to a wall right here. Nobody knows what you're saying.
Listen, I don't know. I am when the vampire craze hit, I was in middle school. So I was like, yeah, I might as well just get caught up in the wave.
I wasn't allowed to watch it.
My mom has never believed in censorship. So I was watching The Tudors. I have season 1 of The Tudors on DVD now, but I was watching that when it came on in the early 2000s. And like I had unfettered access to HBO. There were no parental controls. I had a TV in my room. I would sit up and watch anything. But I remember your friend Rachel was the one who introduced me to the whole True Blood thing because she was reading the books, and I like read like 30 pages in one on the bus because I was like kind of looking at that, and she was like, yeah, and I was like, this is racy, raunchy, and disgusting. And she was like, oh yeah, and there's gonna be a TV show, and I was like,
sign me up.
no, actually, I didn't even start watching the TV show until like season 2 or 3, maybe. It was when they introduced Sofia Vergara's super hot husband.
Oh.
Because I was channel flipping and I saw him and I was like, flip, flip, flip.
My parents were obsessed with that show back in the day.
No, your parents have good taste. They introduced me to Franny Fisher, to like the Pinkerton show. Like, they know what quality is. Or we just had the same bad taste. I don't know what.
I mean, you guys had TV show nights together while I'm in California pretty often.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of, honestly, vampires, I'm pretty sure I lent your dad my friggin' Underworld movies and I forgot to get them back, so I should probably do that.
Good luck. I have no idea, dude. I haven't been home in almost a year, but I'm sure Brenda knows where they're at.
Yeah.
Speaking of the vampires, though, I did like how in this story, Sarah Anderson kept everything like very stereotypical vampire, like what you know.
Gothic style, the art.
Yeah, they didn't try to modernize it at all. Like it was very, and the werewolf too. You know, he touches her ring on accident in silver, and he burns himself. I like how they kept it very OG.
Or he kissed her, and he had just eaten garlic, and she was like,
She starts throwing up, and he was like, "Oh, my bad."
It kind of reminded me a little bit of What We Do in the Shadows, with how like they blended the modern with like traditional vampires.
No, it gave me a whole different vibe. You know, Addams Family. I was like, oh, that's what we're doing.
I know, and like I said before, I really felt like this was like a Tinder date too, which is very traditional. So, because you know, it was like a first date type of thing. They didn't know each other beforehand, but it was really good.
The reaction
how they did that.
He was like, cats or dogs, and she was like, oh, dogs. And his face, I was just like, aw.
And then when he was like, most people, they're terrified of me when I turn. And then I was like, sir, she is a whole ass vampire.
And then it goes to the next scene, and he's just a dog running around in the moonlight.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All the times he's like shaking mud on their place and stuff.
Yeah, like when he came out of the shower and she's sitting on the couch and he's like, no, don't shake.
Or like when, this was disgusting, I thought, when he had been like out running all night and she's like in the bathtub and he just climbed in. I was like, no.
Ew,
yeah, as a dog still, yeah.
No, you're not finna give me soup coochie.
Ew.
No, thank you.
I know, I liked it though, because it was very traditional. Because, you know, everything these days tries to make vampires different in its own way. But this one didn't. Werewolves too, but this one didn't.
What's your favorite werewolf movie?
Movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tough question.
Mine is Ginger Snaps. It's like really about like puberty and all this other stuff, but like Ginger Snaps is crazy. I watch it on Halloween every year. They should play it during Women's History Month. There's like a million Ginger Snapses, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one. For some reason, the only thing I can think of.
Werewolf movies.
Yeah,
What
all I'm
about
thinking of is
vampires?
fucking Twilight. But vampire movie?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's the one with Tom Cruise? Yes, that one.
Oh, with Brad Pitt?
Oh,
I
Brad
said that,
Pitt,
I
yeah.
don't own the movie. Yeah. I actually read the book, and I think that author is a pedophile.
I read the book, and it was really giving me some creepy vibes, and I was like, I want to like this so bad, but the whole like child adult vampire thing who wants to act like an adult and a child. It was weird.
Who's the woman in that movie? Because she was hella young, wasn't she?
It was Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, she was super young in that movie, I think.
You know how my mom like will have grudges on people based on stuff they do in movies, like how my mom didn't like me anymore for years because of Entourage. Tell me why she does not like Kirsten Dunst now because of Hidden Figures, because she said she was too good at being racist.
She's not wrong though. She's not wrong.
And then she said Bryce Dallas Howard. She's like, I know Ron Howard's not like that, but she on thin ice. And like Don Johnson, he might be getting ready to go in this household, because tell me why the last 3 things we've seen Don Johnson in, he was racist. Like he was Big Daddy in Django Unchained, and then he was in the freaking Watchmen miniseries, and I was like, oh man, Don Johnson just died. He's redeeming himself. I was like, dang. And then they go in his house and find some KKK robes.
Oh.
And then I was like, what the hell? And then Knives Out, and he said all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah. My mom was like, Don Johnson might be about to go.
But yeah, Kirsten Dunst was 11 in that movie, like way too young to be kissing Brad Pitt.
Well, and like in the book, it's basically like she gets turned as a child, and so her body never grows, but she's like, 100 years old and stuff. And they start talking about how she wants to be a woman, and like she like starts coming on to him, and it's just weird.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. I stopped reading it because I was like, ooh.
No, I read the whole book because I was in high school, and like it was my only form of entertainment for a whole weekend, and I was like, and it's just not a very, very good book. Interview with the Vampires, honestly. It's long-winded, and they have so many like twists and turns when they start talking about the other vampires. And then I found out it was a series. I read one of the other books that was about Armand, and I was like, this is horrible too. I only read the Armand book because in the movie Armand is played by super sexy Zorro, Puss in Boots, Antonio Banderas. Also, did I tell you guys that I'm stupid and I never realized that
you had to tell us?
I hope you break your fucking ankle tomorrow. Anyway, I never realized that Antonio Banderas playing Puss in Boots, like in the whole like vibe he has. I didn't realize that was connected to the fact that he's Zorro. Like I just figured that out as an adult.
Oh yeah. I knew that even when I was a kid, Christian.
Well, I had never seen Zorro. I did
not put that together.
My mom did not like that movie. Shit.
It's because he drew like the pea in the tree, like Zorro does with.
I didn't get it. I had never seen Zorro until high school. I actually watched it with Alana's parents.
It was a great movie. That movie was really funny.
Like, what's so funny is I like read all the Twilight books because everybody else did. I didn't think they were all that good, but I was like, I could get why people read these, right? I watched all the movies with my dad, like went to go see them at the theater with my dad.
Listen, I'll stand by it, but Twilight is one of like the best / worst movies series ever. Yeah. I would definitely rewatch those movies over and over. They're not good, but they are so fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
I don't even care.
They are.
But like now they're trying to make a Twilight resurgence. I'm like, no, we should not. We don't resurge that. Let's keep it where it was.
Yeah, let's stay dead. I hope they don't try to make a resurgence of this, because that just means that they're going to end up trying to make a remake of this, and we don't need that. We want our bad quality acting. I want to watch that
fully white Taylor Lautner. Apparently,
exactly. I don't want a fucking remake of this shit. It was bad, and I want it to stay bad.
What I think was so funny is that the movie Vampires Suck and like all the other Twilight parodies, why were they so funny?
Why was Vampire Suck so popular too? Like that one was like a huge movie.
Yeah, and like all those parody movies were out at the time, like superhero movie with Drake.
Yes.
What's his name? And
Drake Bell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
pedophile.
Yeah, that's.
Did you guys know that he had like moved to Mexico and was like making Spanish music? Like he had changed his name to Drake Campana, which I guess is Bell in Spanish. Yeah, like I feel like nobody knew that but me.
That's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. He's like,
no idea.
Anyway, this is a comic book podcast, so
yes,
we're
not doing great this time.
in the instant death portion of this. This is really just an episode.
Instant death.
Yeah, instant death.
I think you took it to a different level. Let's stay on the level we're at. I don't want to be a part of instant death.
We're at death. Okay. No, jokes aside, this is, we're gonna do a little comic book quizzy poo to see who my real best friend is. These are all things that you guys would know if you listened to me and paid attention to me when I talk. Don't make excuses about your various problems paying attention and how much I talk. If you listen to me, if you internalize the words that I said.
You know what? Fuck you, because I was going to say, you talk too much. We can't remember everything you say.
Like I previously told you 5 minutes ago, I hope you break your fucking ankle tomorrow. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, no, jokes aside, there's 20 points in this initial quiz, and then there's like 3 or 4 bonus questions, and whoever gets the most points is my real best friend. So you guys,
we like buzzing in. How do we do this?
Just whoever says the answers first.
Okay, got it.
Okay. You guys
You're going down, Alana. I'm winning.
I have a feeling I am, because I've said before, I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to comics.
No, honestly, these answers are purposefully hard, so you're both probably going to do really bad. But hopefully,
So
Our
neither of us
listeners
are your
do them.
actual best friend.
Oh yeah, you know,
Neither of us get the title.
I guess we'll see how it goes.
Christian said she took it out or like tried it on her mom first, so I guess her mom's her only friend, which kind of makes sense. If
No, actually, I said she did better than I think you guys will.
and she
did not
didn't
say
even
that.
win.
No.
Damn. Okay, I'm
But
ready.
she knew the first question, which I sincerely doubt either of you will. It's kind of
Okay.
niche. And I'm not going to tell you how much the points are until after I finish or until after I get
You
an
just
answer.
said there were 20 points.
Well, there's 20 points total.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know how much you're going to win by until I tell you after. It's like
Okay.
reverse Jeopardy.
Let's do it.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right. What was the first Black superhero movie ever made?
Green Lantern?
No, Andrew.
It's not Blade. There was one before that.
No, you're both wrong. It's Meteor Man. You guys lost
I
out on
would've
5
never
points.
got that.
Who would you call first if Dr. Doom attacked?
The Fantastic Four.
That's 1 point. Go, Andrew.
That was easy.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Alana's probably sitting there like, who is that?
Exactly. I was like, who the fuck is Dr.
Have you not watched the Fantastic Four movie with Chris Evans and Jessica Biel? Like that's
When
the
I was
best-
like a small baby child and I remember it was trash.
yeah.
It was also like a really bad quality movie that I would stand by.
yeah.
That needs to stay like
I
that
was about
forever.
to say, Alana,
It
you
came
can
out
choke
as
on
the
that
same
answer
time.
because I'm obsessed with that movie. Cole
Okay.
from Charmed played Victor Von Doom.
It
How
came out
dare
at the
you.
same time as Hellboy, and so I remember that, and I was like, Hellboy's pretty cool. And then
Oh,
we
yeah,
watched
Ron
Fantastic
Perlman
Four,
ate.
and I was like, this is garbage. This is terrible.
That's kind of fair. I see that.
To be fair, Hellboy's not that great either. Ron Perlman
Yes, it
just ate.
is. Okay, it's
He just
cool.
ate.
That movie was great. I'm with Alana on this one. But it's
Or no,
also
actually,
it's
hold on,
not
wait.
quality again.
Number 2 is actually the one that I really hate. Hellboy 1, it's pretty solid. It's just like paranormal stuff. I was like, cool. He's just
Yeah,
big
I'm
demon
with that.
thing.
Yeah, I liked
respect
it.
that. Okay.
Okay, next question.
Which member of the Dark Knight's Rogue Gallery Which member of the Dark Knight's Rogues Gallery did Jim Carrey play in Batman Forever?
Shit, I hate Jim Carrey.
Joker?
No. But it's
Cool.
something that I'm obsessed with.
Oh, the Riddler. The Riddler.
Oh fuck.
Go, Alana. That was 1 point.
Yeah, that was good, Alana.
I literally only know that because of Christian's costume.
I was like Jim Carrey. I hate Jim Carrey, so I was sitting here trying to think of everything he's ever
Now-
played.
Following up
Remember
on
he
that
was a villain.
question, what Marvel Comics character's name does Method Man, who made the Riddler theme song in Batman Forever, co-opt as an alter ego?
Wait, say that again.
What?
What Marvel Comics character's name does Method Man co-opt as an alter ego?
What Marvel character does Method Man play?
No, he just
So
uses
what's
the
his
name.
other name?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could say the character's name. He uses their actual name. But you could just say the character.
Who the fuck is Method Man?
You don't know who Method Man is?
No, I told
Oh my
you.
god, Alana, have you never heard of the Wu-Tang Clan?
I mean, I've heard of them, yeah.
Oh my god, Alana, you're painting me.
You invited me, man.
Oh my god, you lose. You lose. Both of you lose.
Andrew didn't know.
It's Johnny Blaze, the goddamn ghostwriter.
Yeah,
When was he
whatever.
ever?
Who the fuck?
He says it all the time.
Dumb question. Next one.
Carry on.
Yeah,
That was
I
a
said
stupid
the-
question.
My mom knew it.
Well, yeah, of course.
You guys are media buddies. You watch everything
No, because
together.
my mom's obsessed with Method Man. That's how
I knew that
knew
that was what
I
it
didn't know
was.
from listening to Method Man.
So you don't even know. How often have you told us, hey, remember when Method Man played Johnny Blade?
All
Like,
the
no.
time. Anyway, what group of heroes can be genetically referred to as Homo superior?
X-Men.
X-Men?
The mutants.
Oh wow! I'm gonna go ahead and give it to both of y'all because I'm impressed that Alana knew.
I'm impressed Alana knew too. She came out like half a second after
You
me with
came
that
out
one.
swinging, girl.
Yeah, she did.
I've watched a few X-Men movies.
I'm
I
proud
was
of
some-
you.
Yeah, I'm impressed. That was all. Damn.
She was X-Men.
You know what? You can give her that point. She earned it.
That was 2 points actually. So good
No,
job.
we'll just split it. We'll have one each. It's still tied.
I was just gonna give you guys
Andrew
both
still
two.
wants to win.
So what does the DC stand for in detect? Let's no. Just fucking.
In Detective Comics?
Yeah. I already said it, so I'm just taking that one away.
Do that once.
Okay.
That was funny.
That's- okay.
You were
I'm
like,
gonna take a-
Next
If you
question.
commit a crime and you get away with it with no consequences, you got off
Scot-free.
Yeah,
That's a
I didn't know
comic
that
name?
one.
that's
Yeah,
Mr. Miracle's name.
Oh. I just have heard Christian say scot-free a lot.
that was a loaded question. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know.
Told you
Innocent.
one of them was just a pun, and I honestly put that in there in case I accidentally said the DC Comics thing.
Which you did.
Yeah, I know myself. So that was another 2 points. In the movie Kill Bill Volume 2, the late David Carradine, who we've discussed at length on this podcast, gives a fatalistic and inaccurate monologue on the way which major superhero views humanity.
Say it one more time. That was hard to follow.
In the movie Kill Bill Volume 2, the late David Carradine gives a fatalistic and inaccurate monologue on the way which major superhero views humanity.
Superman?
Woo! Y'all arguing out about who got that one.
I said it first.
We said it together. I gave you half an X-Men point.
We can split that.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Alana's still winning.
I'm proud of Alana. She's out here swinging for these points.
Listen, okay.
You got this. Andrew, I'm gonna need
trying.
you to toughen up.
Should have kept my X-Men points. I'm not giving them away anymore. Now it's
We
serious.
fucking tied.
Okay.
You didn't give me shit.
This one is really hard, actually. But it's actually something that's really common knowledge. Very few actors have been in both DC and Marvel superhero films. What 2 women have done so by playing the same leather-clad DC character more than a decade apart?
Catwoman?
The women!
What women have both played Catwoman?
Yeah. They've been in
right?
both DC and Marvel superhero movies.
Oh, Halle Berry. And
Are we talking character or actress?
The actress.
Okay.
oh my god, what is her name? Oh my god, I know this one.
Everybody
I
knows.
don't know this one.
Hold on, give me a minute. I know this one.
Do you guys want a hint?
Yeah, give me the hint. I'm gonna
She
get
was
this.
mentioned in the song 24 Karat Magic by Bruno Mars.
Okay, well that didn't help. I already know that.
She
What
was
is
in the
her
movie
name?
Batman Returns.
No, I know this. I know this.
Thurman?
Hairspray.
Uma Thurman?
No.
Oh,
Uma
That's
Thurman
Batman
played.
and Robin.
Yeah,
shit. Okay.
Well, so you guys
Oh.
have both lost a point.
I said Halle Berry.
I'll give you one for that.
Well,
Okay.
what the fuck is her name? I have it on the tip of my tongue. She's blonde, right?
I'll throw you in a bonus one for another extra point.
What is her
Well, actually,
name?
No
that's
idea.
1.5. I'll give it to you. But okay, for another 1.5 points, 2 men.
Wait, I almost have it.
No, it's done. 2 men have also been in both Marvel and DC movies playing the exact same leather-clad DC comic superhero.
Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Oh.
I'm still on the Catwoman one.
One of them fairly recently, and one of them with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer was who I was trying to think of.
It was.
She's been in both. Damn it. I almost had it. I was sitting there because she was Wasp and she was Catwoman.
Yeah, and you know who knew that?
Me, bitch. I knew that.
My mom. But you can't think of the man, the 2 men?
What was the question? They both played Batman?
Yeah.
Fuck, who's played Batman?
I don't know that actor's name, but he was in it with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yep.
That wasn't the Dean
So it
Cain.
sounds like neither one of you guys knows. It's Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, I was not thinking of the right Batman.
Were you thinking of Val Kilmer?
Maybe.
Or
I don't know,
George
the kind of
Clooney?
busted looking one.
Well, both of them
Wow.
are handsome, so I don't know who you're talking about.
There was one that I thought was kind of icky, but I can't remember which one.
Okay.
All right, last question.
This is the last question in the regular round before we get to our bonus questions, which are exponentially more points. So that really depends on who, that really determines who's going to smoke who. The concept of a masked hero with a secret identity does not actually originate in superhero comics. It comes from the 1905 novel, The Scarlet Pimpernel. What major historical event is happening in the novel?
In 1905?
Oh, it's a period piece. So the time it came out really doesn't matter.
Oh, nobody fucking knows this one. What? Give us like a time frame.
The World Fair? I
No.
can't think of anything.
The Scarlet
like,
Fever?
No.
Turn of the century, the Spanish influenza.
No.
It should have been the Scarlet Fever because it's in the name.
No.
Nobody's read this damn book. Nobody's gonna know the
Everybody's
answer.
read this damn book. It's
Nope.
very
Yes.
famous.
I remember when I picked up that book from 1905 and I read it.
Yep.
The Scarlet Pumpernickel.
Andrew.
Yeah, you know, that really famous book that we've all read in class together.
Literally, Batman is based on this character. And Zorro. So.
The Scarlet Pumpernickel, my favorite. I love that vigilante.
World
You
War
know-
One. No, that's too early.
You know, I'm really
Yeah.
just glad that you didn't call him like the Scarlet Pomchi or something.
The Scarlet
I
Kimchi.
have no idea. Christian, just tell us.
The French Revolution.
How the fuck would we have guessed that?
You would just have to know.
So that wasn't even a real question.
Anyway, for 4 bonus points.
4 kiss my ass points.
For you're lucky that I'm determined to remain gracious and ladylike points. Name a superhero movie. And this is for the first person to get it. Name
Fantastic
a
Four.
superhero movie that isn't based on a comic book.
Kill Bill.
No,
Yes.
it's not a superhero movie.
Okay,
You already lost, Alana.
that's totally a superhero movie.
How? What powers does she use?
Badass swordsmanship, like, you know, Damian Wayne would.
Anyway, so it sounds like we're going to the next bonus question.
Wait, give
Name-
Alana a
wait,
chance.
Wait, could I name like a kids movie?
Yeah, as long as it's a
Incredibles?
superhero movie.
The Incredibles
Oh,
isn't
that's a good one. Yeah.
right. That's
4
not
bonus
based on a
points for
comic.
you. Good job, Alana. Now,
That's
4
accurate,
more
right?
bonus points.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
You could have also, if you were going to name an Uma Thurman movie, you could have said My Superhero Ex-Girlfriend.
I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Shit. I'm trying to think of more superhero movies. Let's see.
You're good to go. You were only going to get those.
Yeah,
4
but
points.
now I'm curious. Like,
Hancock, The Meteor Man.
oh, Hancock seems like it should have. Like,
I
more
know,
of a
right?
Storyline that was so good.
That one was a good movie.
It
And
could
like,
have
I
been more.
usually
They could
don't
have
see
done
it
more
for
with
Will
that.
Smith. You guys know my mom's obsessed with him. I usually don't think he's like, oh wow, he actually looked really handsome in that movie. I was like, go Will, and then Charlize Theron, she ate.
Always.
So for the next 4-point bonus question, name a comic book movie that does not involve superheroes.
A comic book movie that does not involve superheroes.
Yeah, but
So
it's
how do
based
we
on a comic
define
book.
superheroes? Like they are
Like
vigilantes or
no capes, no flights,
Okay.
no powers.
Superhero movie without comic book characters.
No comic book movie that does not involve superheroes.
Ooh, easy. And you're gonna hate me for saying this one, but John Constantine.
No,
Not a superhero.
I won't take that.
I know you won't because that's right. And I know that you don't want to hear that one.
Those are superheroes. I mean,
That is not a
technically they're like cult.
superhero.
But you know what? I'm not taking it, but I'll let you guess again.
You're not taking it because we both know Constantine's not a damn hero.
Yeah, listen.
I have no
I'm not
idea.
taking it because it's debatable.
The Punisher. Oh no, I'm going to Punisher. Not Punisher. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know where we're going with that.
what?
What is that movie
Are
called?
you thinking about Terminator?
Yeah, that was
That's
a comic
wrong.
book.
Was it? Did
Mhm.
they make that comic book after or before?
I don't know, but it's a comic book.
No, I'm not taking that. I said no. You know what I meant by that.
Nope, I'm taking it.
You're not
Wait,
getting the
so
point.
what is the one that you had in mind?
Well, the one I was thinking of, honestly, was Men in Black because I always think about Will
That's
Smith.
a comic book?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, that's just, you know what, Andrew, I'll give you 1 point. I'll give you 2 because it was 4 points because you said John Constantine, even though that's highly debatable and
I don't
honestly
think
that's
that's
wrong.
a debate.
Yeah.
That man is not a hero. His DC.
Is he even a good person?
No.
You could have even said, oh, I guess Preacher isn't a movie. That
I
could
know,
have-
it would have said Archie first, but you said movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
You could have
The
said Josie
Archie-
and the Pussycats.
That's a
Sabrina?
movie?
Yeah.
Those are all, well, Sabrina was a show, so
No, there's movies.
they made movies?
Yeah. With
I
Melissa
love
Joe
Sabrina.
Hardy. Okay, and now you
Huh.
ready for the highest point Bonus question, giving you 5 points. Okay, so with one of you at 10 points and the other one at 7.5, this 5 points is going to make or break the game. You ready?
Yeah.
What living comic book creator am I respectfully terrified of?
Oh,
and
shit.
Why?
It's the dude that wrote The Watchmen. I can't remember his name.
And why?
Because you think that he's a witch.
I
I can't remember his fucking name.
I'm going to go ahead and give it
We've
to
all
you.
had this talk before.
So Alana wins with 15 points.
I would never remember the name, but I remember Christian's fear.
Can we just, it's funny that you even said that you said John Constantine, and then I was like, it's funny that you would say that based on what's coming next.
Alan Moore also created John Constantine.
Yeah, Christian said that she's terrified of him because he's a witch, and she ranted about that for like 30 minutes about how he terrifies her.
Yeah, I think
God,
we've all
if
had
you've
that
ever
conversation.
If you'd ever seen this one interview I saw, like right when I got out of high school, he was sitting in like a fucking interrogation basement with the light overhanging and his hair down. And I was like, what kind of fucking interview is this? Oh my fucking God.
Dude.
And if you like literally read on the first part of his Wikipedia page, like somebody made a joke about it on Twitter, and now I'm finally vindicated for thinking it all these years that he was a witch. They were like something, interest in the occult. And I tell you, I've never clicked out of a tab so fast. I was like, click. And that's it. That's done. Terrifying.
And I won!
Alana Smoke, the co-host of a comic book podcast.
Half of that was
10
bullshit.
to 7.5. 10. Wait, no.
But
sorry,
it was like a
15 to
specially
7.5.
curated quiz specifically for Christian.
Yeah, to see who would be my ultimate best friend. And it's Alana, I guess.
I'll take it. I don't want a friend who argues with me about correct answers.
So
you guys are going to be roommates. I feel like there will be things thrown. You guys
By
are going to end up
me?
throwing shit at each other.
And we ain't even playing with that.
Y'all are both laughing while I picture you like holding knives and laughing while you're like holding up your knife. And you're like, ha, 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 I'm going to fucking cut you. Ha, 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 ha.
I will stamp you out with my fucking tap shoes, bro. Don't play with me. No. Jokes aside, did you guys have fun with our quiz?
I did. I
Yeah.
unexpectedly did better than I thought.
I did not think you were gonna win. I honestly didn't think either of you would do that well. I'm deeply surprised that you even got to 7 points because those were such raggedy questions.
Those were raggedy questions.
And the points were all over the place. Like the first, it was like 5 points, 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 3 points, 3 points. Like they added up to 20, but I didn't even know you guys were gonna get 10. So I'm proud of y'all.
No
Well,
thanks.
thank you.
I'm deeply surprised that you got that many, Alana. Not because I think you're dumb or anything, but I did not
when
know
it
you were
comes
gonna
to
know the
comics.
homo superior thing.
Yeah, when she came out swinging with that one, even I was
like,
impressed.
Well, okay, that one was just context clues because I was like, okay, genetically modified, Homo superior, Homo sapiens. I just kind of like put 2 and 2 together with that.
Wick,
It was good, yeah. Because I knew
Yeah.
that right off the bat, and you were right there behind me, like at a snap. It was that quick.
I'm proud
Oh,
of y'all.
yeah.
I'm proud of you both. No, you guys really are both two of my best friends. I love you guys so much. Thank you for participating. Even though I called you a furry several times.
It's okay. I know that your bullying is how you show love. And I get you back plenty. I have my ways.
Yeah, but you can't get me nearly as effectively as Andrew can because I can accuse Andrew of anything. He'll just be like, I guess so, huh?
That's true.
Yeah.
Andrew doesn't give a straight fuck.
It's that level. Oh, speaking of, did you guys know that Taylor Lautner is apparently full white?
Yeah, you were the only one who didn't know.
It sounds like Alana didn't know.
Okay, two
because
people.
That is a superhero movie. You know, I think I'd go ahead and throw that in.
Full white? He looks like he's at least mixed.
Apparently, no.
I could see that. No, but he's whole white.
They were like, yeah, he's got German, Dutch, English, blah, 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 ancestry. And it was like no Native American, no Hispanic, no nothing. I was like, what?
You know what's always bothered me about him, though, is that he dated Taylor Swift. And it's like, how are two Taylors going to date each other? And then
Well,
they
I
did the
like
movie
Valentine's Day.
together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Valentine's Day.
It's weird. I hate it.
Okay, so now you need to date another Andrew.
No, you need to date an Andy or a Drew. That would be funny.
Andrew and Drew here to go party. I don't know. Like, what the hell do those two people do together?
Here to go party.
Yeah, I was like, what did two Andrews do?
I
felt-
on the bottom of toys.
Oh my god, Andrew on both of our shoes. That's so ugly. I hate that. Just the thought of that just drives me crazy.
Honestly,
You can
Andrew,
wear
you know how
matching
I only dress
outfits.
up as superhero characters for like comic book characters and superheroes from TV and like movies and stuff. I was gonna suggest that this year we be Buzz Lightyear and Andy from
Absolutely
Toy Story.
not.
And I was like, that would be so cute. But then I didn't even realize the deeper insinuation if I had your name on my foot that you own me. I was like, that's just a bad ask. I like deleted the message right after I sent it. Because Andrew doesn't like to dress up, but I was like, oh, that would be just a fun costume. It would be so
Andrew
cute.
loves to dress up. Andrew doesn't like doing the same theme over and over. I like being original.
How is it unoriginal? I'm always something different, except for when I was the Riddler those 3 times. But that was like for a work thing, for a party that was specifically Batman themed, and for a specifically Batman themed kids party where I was the star.
You were. You gave that Batman a run for his money.
I was giving him a run somewhere else. Clearly,
He was trying to holler at you too, but
I was like, sir, you charged Kayla like $200 for this. And I'm a better Batman entertainment because the little boy thinks I'm pretty.
it's true. He kept staring at your boobs.
Yeah, probably should have buttoned up my little Riddler costume, but it was an incredibly hot.
You made my
October.
nephew's birthday very special.
Ew.
I was like,
Showed
sir,
up in a
I was like,
costume and like the full Riddler getup, and then Batman was right there, and TJ was like, "Oh shit, it's straight up Gotham City right now."
yeah, I'm in all the pictures.
And then TJ kept trying to tackle the poor Batman.
No, I'm gonna give it to Batman though. He's good at dodging. He got out the way.
He did.
TJ stand for the Joker. You see what I did there?
I did make him I made him the Joker for Halloween a few times too. It all makes sense.
It all went full circle. There it is.
It did.
Like all we need is some music in this part. Like the truth is out here music. So Alana, so I've previously stated that I would like you more if you got into comic books. Thoughts?
I am what I am. And I have no attention span, Christian.
I'm just saying. Well, actually, you have compromised a little bit because unlike Andrew, who is a bad friend, you started reading webtoons after I recommended it.
I did. I got very sucked.
Andrew
into
won't
the
even
world of
read
this.
the Batman webtoon.
You know what Andrew's about to start reading, though? I'm going to actually start reading The Eternals so we can be ready for that one.
I thought you were about to get very sassy, and I was ready for you to just come out of pocket, and then you just like.
No, that was a serious question. Answer.
go.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
have
for
you never
sure you
heard
were
this
getting
podcast
sassy.
before, Alana? That's pretty much how we roll.
I don't think there's any like fluidity to any of our podcasts. It's like sometimes we're just attacking each other. Sometimes it's like, hey, we love each other. And then sometimes it's just all of it.
Yeah, no, I think we've gone through the full spectrum of everything we do during this episode because I feel like we started off with this is about vampires. You're a furry. No, you want to have sex with monsters. No, you want to have sex with monsters. And we didn't even bring it all the way back to Alana on that one. Do you have any comic book recommendations for Alana or anything that you think she would particularly like? Andrew, she's I don't want to say new to comics because she's been reading, like webtoons and like other things, but they kind of have a different release style. And I think she'd prefer something that was already written or more like a graphic novel.
A graphic novel, that's easy. You should read Parallel by Jason Douglas and artist Adam Ferris. But comic books, I don't know, because I've been reading the House of X comic books, but you can't just jump into that one. I feel like that's pretty loaded.
Yeah,
There's a lot you have to know about that.
I don't know. You might want to go on the Marvel Comics website and just look up the whole Hellfire Gala because
Yeah.
I feel like you could know nothing about X-Men or comic books or even honestly give a shit about either of those, but the outfits are so cool that you can just jump in and be like, I'm with this now.
Yeah, let me just look up like a quick little Wikipedia summary of what this is, and then you just read that, and then you can read House of X because it's actually really good. I've enjoyed all of it so far, except as I texted Christian yesterday, Charles Xavier is so gay. Like straight up, this is a homosexual, not a homo superior.
Please give some evidence. I would like to
If you've ever seen like any drag show ever and like the twink walks out on stage, that is what Charles Xavier just did in this comic book.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. And you know what? I have the screenshots for you, Alana. I'm gonna send them to you. And then, but the thing that really got me yesterday, which is what I said, Christian, is that Xavier is they bring all the X-Men back to life. It's like whatever, that happens. And it's back in their perfect form, quotes. And then Scott Summers is just laying there naked with Xavier over him, and he's like, "My child." If you see the way he touches this man's face, I was like, "This is a homo."
First
A
of all, and then
homo.
Andrew's also sending me these screenshots. Tell me why Storm isn't on this too. And she's like, yes, you know them as your heroes, your X-Men. And then they're all like standing there naked in thought poses, like with just barely covered by like just different people. And like Wolverine, why was he in the classic like female character in an action movie, turn around like booty out, looking towards the camera? I was like, ooh.
Yes. And fucking Angel, he has wings, he's flying, and he's flying above everybody, and he's like chest out, arms back, and he has like a leg covering his weenie. It is, the whole thing is, it's a good story, I promise. Like, we are shit talking it, but it's actually really good.
You guys are,
I
like,
didn't even read
shitting on
it.
it, and I'm like, yeah, I really want to read it.
No, I didn't even read it. What I really think you should read, Alana, is the super disgusting shit that I'm into. You should read Hellblazer.
Hellblazer's really good.
What kind of a recommendation is that? You should read the super disgusting shit that I'm into.
It is
That
an accurate one.
sounds like
It's about
you're
John
setting me up for
Constantine. I know
fanfic.
you've probably seen the Keanu Reeves movie. That's pretty inaccurate, but I like it.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it's inaccurate, but I love it. So John Constantine, it's categorized as like a cult detective, but it's not even so much that he's detecting anything. He's just a nosy hoe. He goes back to London, from being in Swamp Thing and stuff, and there's plague, there's demons. John Constantine sold his soul to 2 lords of hell to avoid dying from cancer. So nobody can collect on the soul without causing a war. And like that sets the tone for most of his adventures. He is like a wizard or whatever, but he doesn't really use magic that much. Like him being a wizard is the least interesting thing about everything going on in Hellblazer.
Yeah, if you want to see like a hypersexual magician, that's him.
Yeah. No, he had sex with this lady who was supposed to give birth to the next savior, the next coming of Christ. And he poisoned her with demon blood. That was a whole thing.
Oh my god! And that movie I just watched, where for the Queen of Los Angeles, who's an angel or / demon thingy, she just like gets up on his dick and starts riding him, and then she's telling him the evil plot. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. Yeah, that's power. That's John Constantine. So that's why you should read Hellblazer.
No, honestly, Alana, jokes aside, from my incredibly sketchy recommendation, I think you would really enjoy DC Comics Bombshells. It's an alternate universe type story by the 2 Marguerites, who are my favorite writer and artist in comic books, Marguerite Bennett and Marguerite Sauvage. Yeah.
So if you also, that one is like really pretty and it's very 1980s-y, but they also just did one about like Wonder Woman, Kara Zor-El Superwoman. And it's really good. They just did it together. It was one of my favorite things. It was in Future State, and that's an easy one to read. You could easily pick up that one and just read it. Like, you don't have to know anything at all.
For sure. My library has a huge comic section too, so I'm going to go check it out and see if I can find like an actual copy of it. I remember if she got to come to this place with me, but there used to be this comic book coffee shop in Sacramento, and it was called Oblivion, and it was so cool because like half of the store was comic books, and like you walked over there, but then the other half was like this badass coffee and breakfast, and you could get like your favorite comic book logos like dusted onto the top of your coffee, so you use cinnamon or whatever, and like you could have a lot of people got Spider-Man, and it was really cool.
That's really cool. So you could get like the Batman logo on your coffee.
Yes, and then you could go look at comics because
that is really cool.
Oh, that's Oblivion. That's that place that you were going to take me to if we hadn't been chased by a bunch of drug dealers.
No, that was a different place, but yeah, that happened too when Christian and I almost got mugged in Sassoon.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we would have gotten mugged if we didn't have street smarts. That's all for this week's episode of True Believers. Thank you for showing up and vibing with us today, Alana.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And Alana would prefer that nobody in the universe knows any of her personal information. So, as always, if you want to leave us a suggestion on what we read or watch, you can find and DM us on Instagram at True Believers Pod and on Twitter at True Believers P, or you can even email us at onetruebelieverspod@gmail.com. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.